Welcome to today's session on the Tradictive Trade with UFOs channel here on streaming live. This is the session, and it is March the 18th, and it's Thursday night here in Singapore. And for those of you who are waking up in the US, the markets will open shortly, so if you are listening to us, this is our Forex session focusing on the US Open here. Okay, so what we're going to start off with is first the disclaimers, and this disclaimer here, if we just get it running here, okay, just up at the top there. And as you're reading through that, for those who are new to the Trade with UFOs site here, we do have a website. If you just click on or type tradewithufos.com/Andrew, that will take you to our website where you can join our membership for free, and where we also have a lot of other information around our training, our apps, the coaching that we offer, and also some of the new things that are coming up and that we're developing. There is also a calendar of events, of when these sessions are, and feel free also to email me if you do have any questions about anything that we have at andrew@traddictiv.com. Be happy to answer any of those questions. Now, the agenda today is, first of all, hello to everybody, and we are simulcasting. If you're new to our channel, or if you've joined our coaching sessions, what we are doing is streaming the first half hour to YouTube and Facebook, and where we're basically just going to go over some of the prior opportunities that we've looked at, and then we're going to go into our kind of live room where it's private only, so only those who have subscribed to our coaching services will be able to participate in the last half hour of the sessions, okay, that we go through. Now, there could be some delay, some lag in the videos, and that's also just because as we stream, all of this data goes all around the world, and so sometimes there is a bit of a lag there. But if you do have any questions, there is the chat box available to you. For those of you who are accessing through our website, there's a chat box there. And if you are connecting on through YouTube, you can also chat there. Okay. Now, let's get started looking at the market environment, and if there are any sort of trades that we have looked at in the past, we'll take a look at those. We'll look at any open management trades, and then we'll start to look for opportunities. Okay, and just as I was mentioning before, we do have some new things that we're offering. So if you haven't been to our new website, please go there. It's and then also we have our 3D daily news flashes. So Becky was on just earlier, just before me, just going through the newsletter that we send out and helping you out to understand how to look at some of the UFO opportunities there, in particular for some of the equity markets, currencies, dollar index, even Bitcoin. So that's the hot topic these days, and one which I've had a number of people ask me about. So that is one of the things I'll go into in our coaching sessions in the next half hour, but we do have, in relation to that, a cryptos course that we're developing, options and also mindset coming up. But if you are interested in a future stocks backtesting or trading plan instruction, then we have those courses available. And what we do there is show you how to use our technology within the context of futures and stocks, and also how you can backtest, and also, for those of you who are in particular new to trading, you want to look at your trading plan. So these are sort of things that we do for our members who have over time have asked us to develop these courses, and so that's what we do in order to support those of you who are our members and also subscribers to our apps. All right, so let's jump into things. Let's jump into these markets here, and so it's probably been a couple of weeks since I've been online in these sessions. So it's either I'm on FX Street, and again you can go to our website for the calendar of where my sessions are going to be, and otherwise I'm here on our channel through YouTube or Facebook for the first half hour, and then through our coaching portal, which is also accessed through our website. But one of the things, especially what Becky had been talking about earlier, was going through a dollar index, and that's kind of been quite a big topic, especially yesterday with the Fed giving indications of their expectations for the economy going forward. And so what we had previously seen was a move up in the dollar, kind of a retracement, and this power move up the other day. And so what that did was it basically cleared out this level here, really moved up to this next area of selling, and since then it had basically been, over last week, really had been basing around, waiting for the Fed to announce what's going on, and which they did. And so that's what that move there was just yesterday. We had a reactive bounce, but it's coming into this area here, which if I do turn on the AutoUFOs, right, is going to highlight, right, that this area is where we would expect the buyers to come into the market. Now we also do have right here, the round numbers. 91 is going to be a key number, okay, that anybody is really going to be looking at. So that's within the area that the AutoUFOs has identified as where there's buying interest, and if we get through this area here, the next area where we expect buyers to come in would be down to this area, which is closer to the 90-40 area, right? So even if you take that down to the quarters, so right, that again is within that area of where we expect the buying interest to take place, right? So that we use the AutoUFOs to help us identify those areas where there is interest in buying and selling. And as we can see here, I'm going to remove this area here, okay, just so that we can be a little bit clearer on where the sell UFOs are. All right, so that's where we would expect sellers to come into the market, in a greater degree than what we had seen in the past. Okay, so basically two waves up, getting a little bit of a pullback here, but if we do have a move that takes the dollar higher, then clearly we're going to have to move above this prior high, And if it does do that, then we expect to come into some sort of resistance up at this level here. So if I do a new set of lines, okay, take these away from last time. Okay, where we have a move from the low to this high, from this low to this high. Now we're getting a pullback here. Now we don't know if it's going to go further down or if it's, and then it's going to head higher, okay, or it could even just rebound from this level. So there's a couple of different areas where price could move, right? So it could come down here, and it could come here and bounce. Okay, there's a couple of scenarios, but this is where this AutoUFO is very helpful in identifying those areas that we can, so that we can plan out where we would like to be, the location, right, where we would like to be buying or selling for that matter. So could we sell here? Yes, we could. If we wanted to sell higher, up at these levels, we also could as well. But with that sell UFO area right there, what that is telling you is that it's going to run into some sort of resistance, and down here it's going to run into some sort of support, right? So again, if you wanted to mark out that area, right, that you're interested in buying and selling, then that makes it very clear, the plan, right? And so when we talk about trading plans, these are the types of things that we, right, is, how do you use your analysis, and how do you, kind of plan out, the opportunities that you're going to take. And if the setup is not there, then, part of your plan is also, to say to yourself that you're not going to take that trade, right? So the other thing that we look at as well is the auto climate, and what auto climate does is tell us whether we should be buyers or sellers. So at the moment, over the last really the last month, we've really been in this buy mode. There's been a bit of a pause, right, on a couple of days, right, where we're not so sure whether we should be well, basically telling us not to do anything, right? Because we don't have a confirmed uptrend or up climate or down climate, right? And so at this point, there's nothing to do today. The climate is not saying that it's an up climate, and so we shouldn't be buying or selling. We should just be, there is no confirmed climate here. Okay, so for the dollar, it's kind of just a rest day. I'd say you kind of take it easy if you're a dollar trader, and just look at other markets, right? But for those of you who do trade the dollar, one of the very interesting things is, if you didn't know, if you're a futures trader, or if you're a Forex trader and you didn't know that there was actually a way to trade the dollar, what the ICE exchange does is create, well, they create the dollar index, but they also have these futures products. And so one of the newest futures product that they've got out here is the mini US dollar Singapore futures. So if you do have a broker that gives you access to this, then it's a smaller size than the normal contract, and so you can get those details from their website. Just click on products. It's more out of Singapore, and so, well, that's the mini US dollar Singapore futures. But there is the mini dollar index futures right here. So the symbol there is SDX. Okay, and so that'll give you details of this particular product, the size of it, and margins, of course, kind of depend on your broker. But this is something that if you wanted to trade the dollar index, this is how you can do that, right? And it's also smaller than the normal size ICE futures US dollar index futures product, right? So that's something there which it's kind of useful to be able to have available if you are interested in just trading the dollar, right? Versus the other majors. Okay. So let's go. Let's look at what's been going on with Aussie. So again, with Aussie, what we had been seeing a couple of weeks back was we had, some expectation for, a move to the upside, or if it held that level, then a move to the downside. So this did have a move that didn't get to our level up here, right? It almost got there, right? It almost got there, but it never hit our area that we wanted to sell at, and so that opportunity, and that happens, right? You miss out on an opportunity, right? And so the Aussie, even though it worked out very in that, 4, almost 5 to 1 risk reward, we missed out on it. Okay, so that's what happened on that one. So I'm just going to take this away. Okay, and so it was an area of support that went away, and this was also an area that we cannot use anymore, right? Okay. And so if we're going to look at the Aussie now, let's just take these away. Okay, what we can do is, since we looked at it last time, let's just take a quick look here at what we have on the AutoUFOs. Okay, what is it giving to us today? Let's go back to the daily. Okay, so the daily is really putting these areas pretty far away. So if we go down, we want to see some areas of buying and selling that are a little closer. Okay, maybe not here, it's a little far away, that's probably okay for a target. So if there's nothing on the 4 hour, let's go to the 1 hour. See if we're getting any opportunities, and this is where we've got some opportunities showing up. Okay, so this is tested an area of sell UFOs. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight this area first, just so that we have it identified. Okay, and then we've got these buy UFOs down here. Okay, so it's the move from the Fed. Right. Okay, and I'm going to turn that off now. Okay, go back to our daily. Okay, so we've got this opportunity here, and if we just draw a trend line about here, and we could see, right, that we were in this overall upward move. We have tested prior low here, which could indicate, some sort of sideways movement. And so what we really need to see is a break of this area up here, for that trend continuation to occur. So this is really just a pullback, but we need to see that power up, right? So until that happens, we've got this move here that we're looking at. And so that's why we went down to that lower level. So if we do come and test this area here, what we'd like to see happen is for price to come down here and then come back up here. So what we're seeing is an up climate being confirmed. We're going to have to wait until the end of today to see if that's exactly the case or not, because it's still emerging, right? But if that does eventuate, then a long, looking for a long opportunities where we want to go there, okay? And clearly we have this low here and this low here that that needs to be taken out if we're going to see a change in trend. So at the moment, really just going sideways, and that could also be something, right? That could still occur is that sideways move. But yeah, that's the current situation that we're seeing with the dollar, the Aussie dollar here. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have that we can talk about for the Aussie? One thing that we should do is check FX Street here for the calendar. So let's see what's coming up tomorrow, and also for next week. So I believe interest rates are US, let's do US Eastern time, and so what do we have here? Okay, let me just shrink this up here. Let's go to Australia, since we're looking at the Aussie dollar. And what we want is, let's just look at this month. Let's do it this way. Okay. So what we have, we've got the employment rate. So it's really just retail sales so the RBA is talking, the Fed speech, their equivalent, the Reserve Bank of Australia. Then next week we've got retail sales, PMI numbers on Tuesday, and really again it's more the that's kind of in a couple of weeks there. So really we've got the employment numbers already, so it's improved slightly, right, from 6.3 to 5.8. And so yeah, that's kind of what that is, right? That's kind of what that is. Nothing really going to influence much except for, yeah, I guess these, retail sales, and, a lot of countries, right, have been hit pretty hard on the retail end, and so this will be an interesting number to come out tomorrow. All right, so something to look for on the Aussie. At the moment, the climate, as I said before, is to be confirmed. All right, So that's just something that you'll need to watch out for. Now, if you don't have the auto climate app, you can go to our website. So let me just do that. Okay, trade with UFOs. Okay, so if you do want to go across there. Name, email, and then you can just register if you want coaching, of course. But if you want to find out more about our apps, just click on apps there. And what they are, you know, and what is what we're really about, right? Is we're here to help you save time and add precision, and to manage and reduce your risk, right? Looking for TradingView, there is, you know, auto climate is free. There is a activation fee. There's the backtesting course. And AutoUFOs, you can of course you know, subscribe through here as well. And if you want that on an annual basis, then this is the cost of that. Okay. And oh geez, yep. The MetaTrader ones, if you're into MetaTrader, we do have apps available there. And then if you're using TradeStation, where you have the full functionality of auto UFOs and auto climate, then you can have access to that through TradeStation as well. Okay, so yeah, just click on auto climate for free, and that will get you that. Now there is a activation fee. Just note that. But if you are interested in any of these apps and want to find out more, feel free to email me as well. Okay. All right. So we're going to switch over now to our private coaching sessions, and so I'm going to say farewell to those of you on listening to us on YouTube or Facebook, and we will catch you later. Okay. All right. So